All Sports Asia here with the CEO of V8 Supercars, Mr. James Warburton, who's going to tell us a little bit more about the first ever street race to hit KL. First of all, exciting times, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, our cars are spectacular, and I think we're almost sick of talking about it. We just want to get out there and show everyone just how awesome they are.
On that note, I mean, I can understand how by pushing it. How long did it take to actually bring it here?
We were probably in discussions, almost a year ago now, and Arasu came to Clipsal and saw that event and really saw what kind of show we put on, so to speak, and then the discussions came to could we run a full championship round here, and it was really a proof of concept to actually get here and facilities and those types of things, and so it's come together relatively quickly. In fact, we only signed our agreement about 8 weeks ago to be here, so yeah, pretty quick.
Things like that happen in Asia anyway. Now, what I heard was that this is the 3rd or 4th most watched sport in Australia, and it actually tops cricket.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously cricket's seasonal, so when it's cricket season, it's there. But I think on a per capita basis, I mean, V8 Supercars is one of the most successful motor racing formulas in the world, and one of the big reasons is that we have 4 big street tracks. So very similar to what we're doing in KL. We have the Gold Coast, we have Clipsal as 2 big events, Townsville, and those events have upwards of 300,000 people across 4 days coming to them. So it's really about taking racing, from tracks that are usually further out in a geography and bringing it to the people and putting on a spectacular, concerts, music shows, festivals. It's not just about the motor race, but of course if the motor racing's no good, then people don't come, so that's got to be absolutely spot on too.
And one of the things you have to understand is that post-race concert and fireworks show will be happening for this exhibition as well. Talking about the reach, 137 countries, 1.2 billion people. What are your expectations for moving into Asia now?
Oh, look, I think for us, Supercars Media, so we do all of our own production and effectively provide that to our television networks back in Australia, and it gets beamed around to just under 300 million homes. So from this perspective, we're doing all the track feeds, the whole back-end production, and distributing that out to the agreements that the KL City Grand Prix have. And I believe in some of their correspondence, they're talking about almost 1.2 billion homes. I think for us, ever since we announced our demonstration, there's been widespread interest. We've run in publications, put them on Google alerts. We've run in publications we've never heard of. It's been far and wide, and it's been fantastic.
Okay, well, there are also going to be video news releases that'll be released every day by Supercars Media, and we're going to be sharing those on All Sports Asia. Okay, you were talking about getting to the race. These 5 drivers that have been picked, how are they selected, and what are we going to see from them?
Selected really from a manufacturer base. So, obviously we have 5 manufacturers. So we wanted a Mercedes, a Nissan, a Volvo, a General Motors Holden, and a Ford. And I think in case of the General Motors car or the Holden car, it was in relation to a sponsor that KL City Grand Prix had, because we have about 15 or 16 people we could have chosen from. And obviously Craig is an absolute legend of the sport. Unsurpassed, incredibly popular,
Three-time Channel 4.
Yeah, I mean, there's no accolade he hasn't done. He's just chalked up 100 wins, which is extraordinary. 41 years of age, and he's currently right up at the pointy end and could win the championship for this year. So driving as well as ever.
Well, with a media background, you know that I just set you up for the big question at the end. Of those 5, who's going to win?
You just can't tell. I mean, it's whoever dials the setup right and whoever gets there. I think there'll be a little bit of bumping and grinding going on. I think they'll all have a lot more fun than they would, than if it was a championship round where they might be more conservative. So I think we'll see a lot of activity on the track. But I'm Switzerland.
And that is the perfect broadcasting answer there as well. So basically, just catch the race. It's going to be great. CEO of V8 Supercars, James Warburton. Thanks for joining us on All Sports Asia.